What if I told you that an 88-year-old grandmother from a small town in Texas just packed on 4 whole pounds of solid muscle in only 10 short weeks? And here's the kicker. She achieved this incredible feat without eating even one single egg. Hello there, I'm Dr. Michael Hayes, a family doctor who's been practicing in the heart of the Lone Star State for over 30 years, and that remarkable lady is one of my dedicated patients whom I've known for decades. Today, I'm excited to reveal the exact everyday food she incorporated into her routine that surprisingly outperformed eggs when it comes to building and maintaining muscle strength at an age when most people, and even many doctors, believe it's simply not possible anymore. What truly astonished me was when we reviewed her latest blood work results. Her rates of muscle protein creation were comparable to those typically seen in individuals 30 years her junior. The real secret wasn't merely consuming more protein. It was selecting specific types of proteins that come with unique beneficial properties that regular eggs just don't offer. If you're reading this right now, whether you're approaching your golden years in your 50s or already enjoying retirement in your 80s or beyond, the information I'm about to share over the next 30 minutes or so could potentially add several years of vitality, strength, and independent living to your life. Because what you'll learn here today challenges and updates everything we previously thought we understood about how protein works in our bodies as we age. But before we dive into the details, let me share something that genuinely keeps me awake at night as a physician caring for older adults. At this very moment, as you sit comfortably in your living room or perhaps at your kitchen table, your muscles are engaged in a constant, silent battle. Every single second of every day, they're either in the process of building themselves up or, unfortunately, breaking themselves down. Once we hit our 30s, the breakdown process begins to gain the upper hand. By the time we reach 60, this decline accelerates significantly. And by age 80, the average person has lost nearly half of their original muscle mass. Here's the particularly cruel twist of fate. As we grow older, our bodies require more protein to maintain health. But paradoxically, it becomes increasingly difficult for our systems to effectively utilize that protein. It's similar to how an older car might need more fuel to run, right at the time when its engine is becoming less efficient at burning that fuel. Medical researchers refer to this phenomenon as reduced response to protein, and it's why the diet that worked for your parents or grandparents might not be sufficient for preserving your muscle mass today. However, and this is crucial to understand, recent scientific discoveries have shown us that certain specific proteins can get around this issue. These proteins contain particular compounds that activate growth mechanisms in ways that eggs simply cannot. For instance, one of these foods has been demonstrated to increase muscle building by a full 50% more than eggs do in individuals over the age of 70. This brings us to an important discussion about why eggs, which have been considered the gold standard of protein sources for many decades, might be limiting your progress now that you're older. Please don't misunderstand me. Eggs are indeed nutritional powerhouses. Each one provides about 6 grams of high-quality, complete protein, including all the essential building blocks your body needs, and they're easy for the body to use. Your grandmother was correct in recommending them as part of a healthy diet. But here's what your grandmother likely didn't know, because the research is more recent. As we advance in years, our needs evolve beyond just getting complete protein. We require proteins that also help combat swelling within our muscles. We need proteins that enhance our body's sensitivity to blood sugar control, which helps with nutrient uptake. And we need proteins that are naturally bundled with specific vitamins and minerals that amplify the muscle-building process. Unfortunately, eggs fall short in 3 critical areas, particularly relevant for older adults. First, they lack sufficient omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential for reducing swelling in muscle tissue. Second, they provide virtually no vitamin D, a nutrient in which 80% of seniors are deficient, and which plays a key role in muscle function. Third, and perhaps most surprisingly, eggs don't contain enough of the building block leucine, which acts like a master switch to initiate muscle growth in aging bodies. Let me paint a picture to make this clearer. Trying to build or maintain muscle after the age of 70 is a bit like trying to start a stubborn old lawn mower that's been sitting in the garage all winter. Eating eggs gives you a gentle, tentative pull on the cord, But the foods I'm about to introduce to you are more like having an electric starter button that gets the engine roaring to life effortlessly. And the first one is something that dissolves easily in water or your favorite beverage and begins working its magic within just 60 minutes. Let me introduce you to whey protein, a supplement that's enabling 80-year-olds to build muscle at rates faster than many 60-year-olds who rely on eggs. When researchers at Harvard University conducted a study comparing whey protein to egg protein in adults over the age of 75, the results were so impressive that they double-checked their data. The group using whey gained twice as much muscle mass as the egg group. But it wasn't solely about the quantity of protein, it was largely about the speed of delivery. You see, as we age, the window for using protein narrows. In younger people, muscles can utilize protein for several hours after a meal. But in older adults, the muscles require a rapid influx of building blocks to trigger the growth process effectively. Whey protein enters your bloodstream and becomes available in about 60 minutes. In contrast, the protein from eggs takes 3 to 4 hours to fully digest and absorb. By that point, your aging muscles have often missed their prime chance to build. But whey has another advantage: it's rich in leucine. While a serving of eggs provides about 1.3 grams, whey delivers 2.6 grams per typical scoop. And here's why that's important. After 70, you need at least 3 grams of leucine to activate that muscle-building switch. To get that from eggs, you'd have to eat 5 of them. The branch-chain building blocks in whey work together. One signals growth, another boosts energy uptake, and the third prevents breakdown. Whey has more of these than eggs and is in easier forms. Whey includes natural antibodies that strengthen your immune system and reduce gut swelling, helping you absorb protein better. Research shows regular whey can improve protein use from all foods by 15%. A special component in whey stimulates a hormone for feeling full and better blood sugar control, so more building blocks go to muscles. My 88-year-old patient begins every morning with a whey protein smoothie, adding frozen blueberries and ground cinnamon. The berries help protect the building blocks, and cinnamon improves blood sugar control by 20%. Choose isolate if dairy bothers you, or concentrate if not. Mix with cold liquid and drink soon. If whey acts fast, imagine a protein that sustains for 8 hours while sleeping. Cottage cheese is key. At night, muscles break down for fuel, which worsens with age. Cottage cheese's slow-release protein gels in the stomach, providing building blocks all night. Researchers at Stanford saw muscles building during sleep. It has compounds for better sleep and growth hormone. Packed with selenium to fight weakness, calcium for strong contractions, boosting strength 25%, B12 for protein use, and phosphorus for energy. Easy to eat, no cooking. Mix with flax for omega-3s, walnuts for flow, vanilla for taste. Rinse for less salt if needed. Patients wake feeling stronger and less stiff. Next, wild trout with omega-3s that fix age damage. 22 grams of protein, but omega-3s reduce swelling like oil on rust. At Yale, omega-3s like eating trout 3 times weekly added 6% muscle, making all protein work better. They make cells responsive, activate growth, and cut swelling. Vitamin D, 1,000 units, boosts strength by 20%. Astaxanthin protects energy units, improving endurance by 40%. Selenium and creatine for protection and strength. Choose wild from Colorado. Bake or poach. Add lime. Canned is cheap with calcium bones. Pumpkin seeds, 3 tablespoons, 10 grams of easy protein. Matches body proteins, no stress. A perfect omega ratio reduces swelling, unlike eggs. Special acid cuts soreness by 40%. Arginine for flow and growth hormone, 30%. Magnesium fights weakness. Minerals for oxygen and energy. Fiber for gut health. Sprinkle anywhere, nutty taste. Start small for digestion. Greek yogurt, 25 grams, plus bacteria that reduce swelling. Studies of long livers showed fermented dairy keeps muscle by cutting inflammation. Bacteria break down protein for 20% more building and produce vitamin K2 for better function. Predigested for easy uptake. Mix of fast and slow proteins. Calcium, B vitamins for contractions and energy. Full fat for vitamin absorption. Iodine for the thyroid. Mix with flax, walnuts, berries, and honey. Beans, 18 grams per cup, cheap. Fiber links gut to muscles, reducing swelling. Starch for steady energy, folate for building, iron for oxygen, and potassium for cramps. Polyphenol fights swelling. Lysine for repair. Cook quickly, sprout for more. Oats, complete protein, 8 grams, magnesium for power, manganese for protection. Low sugar to prevent breakdown. Flavonoids reduce swelling by 40%. Cook in stock for extra. Combine for synergy. Patience Day, whey with strawberries, seeds, cinnamon after walk. Yogurt with flax, walnuts, and honey. Bean oat bowl with veggies, peanut dressing, and egg. Cottage with walnuts, chocolate. Trout with broccoli, yam. Bedtime cottage with peanut butter, vanilla. 10 rules. Protein every 4 hours. Pair with anti-swelling foods. 3 grams of leucine. The biggest after activity. Fermented daily. No calorie cut. Water is half of body weight in ounces. Time for sleep. Fix lax. Move daily. Concerns. Results in 6 to 8 weeks. Bloated? Ramp up. Enzymes. Cost under $8. Can't eat? Shakes. Dense foods. Exercise. 2 band sessions weekly, daily walks. Protein after. Delay loses muscle. Start now with 1 change for stronger days ahead. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, especially on topics like violence and injustice in everyday life. Share your stance and express your views.